stole that from him. I have no original thoughts. However, we were just in Vegas for my wife's birthday. And when we were there, I'm going to put this up here because my hands are hard to work with here. When we were there, can you still hear me? Okay. When we're in Vegas, my wife normally wins at the tables and everywhere we are. Well, she wasn't winning, so she asked me to take her to church. Now, in Vegas, if you've ever been there, you know that they have the showroom, morning choirs and church services. Well, I just don't feel right going to those services. After all, I am a preacher's kid. My father was a Nazarene minister, and I just don't think it's right to go to church at the casino. However, I have heard that there's more serious praying done in the casino than anywhere in the world. Do you agree? So I took my wife to church, and it was a poor place that we went. I didn't know that. My son used to live out on Land Boulevard, so we went to this church, and it was just a little church. However, we did enjoy it. And during the service, the pastor passed the offering plate, which is normal. And as the offering plate's coming forward, I couldn't believe it. The pastor about fell off the front of the pulpit. He says, "Look, someone has put $100 in the offering plate. There is $100 in the plate. I want to thank that person now. Will that person please stand up and be recognized?" And in the back of the church, this little frail man, younger, about 30, stood up. It was me. And the preacher looked, and this man was back there, and he had his little colors on, his oranges and pinks and greens and his little. He stood up like this, and the preacher said, "You know, I want to thank you for putting $100 in the offering plate. And if you want, I want you to pick the next 3 hymns." And the little guy's eyes got big, and he looked across. He said, "Oh, I want him and him and him." At any rate, the preacher that day was very inspirational. I remember the preacher's sermon to this day. He talked about an old carpenter who had died and had gone to the pearly gates. And as he got to the pearly gates, they were closed. So he was in front of the pearly gates, and as he was standing there, Jesus walked by in the path past the pearly gates. And Jesus looked over and saw the old carpenter, and for some reason, he stopped. And he thought he knew the man. And he walked over to the gate, and he said, "St. Peter is not here. But I will let you enter. I just have to ask you a few questions." And Jesus looked at him like he had known him forever. And the old carpenter looked back, and Jesus says, "What, may I ask, did you do on earth?" He says, "I was a carpenter." And he says, "And can you tell me about, did you have any children?" He says, "Yes, I had a son, but he wasn't really mine." And Jesus looked at him and said, Is there any distinguishing features about your son?" He said, "Well, he had holes in his hands and his feet." And Jesus looked across the table and said, "Dad?" And the old carpenter looked back and said, "Pinocchio?" He is a just God, and he forgives me for that joke, I'm sure. I really thought that was a lot of fun. Those are 3 stories about Vegas that I really enjoyed. I also do impersonation. We're required under Nevada law to do an impersonation of Elvis Presley in any Elvis-style show we do. Do you know that was a law? We've spared no expense, none whatsoever, to bring Elvis to you tonight. Just a minute. I'm going to take these off. Okay, ready? I wish I had some music. How's that go? Dum, 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 dum. Do you feel the spirit of Elvis? I give you an Elvis Presley. Thank you very much. I'm moved by the Spirit. A lot of people think I left this earth a long time ago, but I didn't. Actually, I was having trouble with my weight, and this is before the bariatric center. My jumpsuits were a little tight. I was having just a few problems in my life, so I disappeared. However, I didn't want people to forget me. So about 2 weeks after I disappeared, I went to Kalamazoo, Michigan to get a Burger King. I did that on purpose. I knew that people would equate, there's the king of rock and roll at the king of the moment of Whopper, the Burger King. And people did remember and notice that where Elvis, the king, was at the Burger King. And then just 2 weeks later, that jerk took away my glory. Liberace went to the Dairy Queen. At any rate, I'd like to sing a little song for you that I wrote. Has to do a little bit with some things in my life now. And it goes like this. Dunkin' Donuts, Krispy Kreme, Baskin Robbins too. These are just a few of the things I spill on my blue suede shoes. Taco Bell's now open late. What's a man to do with his weight? I better quit. That's Elvis. I do other impersonations. I'd like to do for you now, Mick Jagger. Mick Jagger. I used to work for Fruit of the Loom. I'm the one that designed the little tag in the back of the pants. Hey, don't laugh. The gay guys love it. Oh, just a minute. I do someone else. Another impersonation. You ready? Garfield, back of the car. Y'all heard of what's he sing? What's the name of that song he sings? Let me think. I'm trying to. What's his name? For all the girls I've loved. Oh, Nelson, Willie Nelson. Had the big farm, raised sheep. I do his song. You know what this is? Ready? For all the sheep I've loved before, my favorite Serta 44, but she made me itch that woolly. Well, we better stop. At any rate, just a minute, where'd it go? Duck. What? I mean, who? What's this? No, it's two birds with a stone. Birds with a stone. Okay. Who is it hot in here? Who is it hot in here? You ever seen these? Yes. You ever seen those? They got them for kids now. You think this is a simple toy, don't you? Look. Be a jack. Yes. Be a tiger. Pooh. They get this one a lot. You roll this thing, it comes up poo 22 times out of 25. That's why we have a problem with kids. All right, I want to tell you. Oh, here's another impersonation. Another impersonation, real quick. Who's this? B.B. King. Come on. Holy mackerel. Just a minute. I'm feeling a little goofy. How about you guys? A little goofy? This is motivational for you. You know, you get under a strain every now and then. You ever had that where you're strained? You don't know what to do? Okay? You ever tried to get ahead in the world? You can't do it, right? You can't get ahead in the world? Don't flip out. Don't flip out. What you got to do is bear down. Where'd you go? Bear down. Okay? Get a little froggy. Dig in. But don't you dare throw your weight around. Get that chip off your shoulder. Okay, if you're down south, get off me, homie. Throw caution to the wind. Nah. Oh, no. I did that already, right? What? Who? You gotta fix that a little. Goose yourself a little bit. Don't stay home at night choking the chicken. This is for everybody. One big one, one little one. I was up all night plucking this one. I said plucking. Okay? Do a little self-examination. Brush up on your skills so you'll measure up and you can get a leg up. And if you're real good at it, you'll be raking in the dough. Well, that was a lot of fun. There's more, but I'm afraid not. What I'd like to do now, I'm poking fun at me. Oh, what's this? I forgot this one. Oh, we can do that real quick. What's this? Holy cow. Holy. What kind of meat is that? Chuck. No, you guys are slow. You would think that in a place like this, people wouldn't worry about the KGB. Just a minute. Where'd it go? Just a minute. Just a minute. Where'd it go? Where's the chicken? Oh, no, I got the chicken. I need the hand. If you work real hard, you'll be as rich as who? John Hancock. John. I tried. Okay, what I'd like to do now is give everybody free tickets to a crap game. Time for the show to start in about 10 minutes. If you all would go out, pick up a drink, they'll give you a coupon, you'll be ready to get those, what do you got? Round trip tickets or something later on.